The KSM Show.
Yes. We're back, and I'm sure you're like, where is he now? Folks, I'm still at Cactus Creek. Today we're coming to you from the summer heart of Cactus Creek, and we're going to have fun, man. Show some love, man. Thank you. Now, very, very important things before I introduce my guest. You know, I've been talking to Mema. All my guests have been Mema. Today I'm breaking the monotony, man. I'm bringing a beautiful, charming lady. I'm going to introduce her soon. But before then, let me say a big up to Passioner, who are proudly associated with the KSM Show. I want to say another big up to Cactus Creek, Ghana's best kept secret, where we are transmitting from live. So anytime you want to take a break, come to Cactus Creek. And just before I start, remember, Father's Day is coming. And we are running a Father's Day special at Cactus Creek. Bring your fathers and your grandfathers and come and hang out with us at the Cactus Creek. Are you ready? Well, some of you accepted when Nana Opoku was running as the vice presidential candidate. And respects to her, man. But before Nana Jane ran, there was another lady who was a vice presidential candidate for the CPP presidential candidate. And she's here with me today, man. We are going to talk about so many things, including politics, fix it, whatever comes to mind. But she's charming, and I'm proud to have her here today. Show some love for Nana Frimpomaa, Kumakumah. Oh, I can't do that. So Nana Frimpomaa is in the house, and vice presidential candidate, man, some time back. But we're going to have a chat. So stick around. We'll be right back. Akono pure coconut oil. It is cholesterol free, it's fat free. It's the in thing now. The Akono pure coconut oil. And for anyone who is listening to me now, if you can call them now, they give you a very, very big discount. Whether you want it for yourself or you want it in huge volumes, you can call them now. And the number is 024 748 6673. Or you can WhatsApp on 020 615 1378.
The KSM Show.
Yeah, we're back. Nana Frimpomaa, welcome to Cactus Creek. It's good to have you in the house.
It's wonderful, wonderful to be here. It's such exciting, you know. You look much, much younger. Much
Really?
younger, very handsome.
I look handsome.
More than you see.
Mufasa and Bushiano. Well, thank you. I feel flattered coming from.
That is the truth, though.
Well, welcome. It's good to have you. You know, I've been planning on getting you here for a long time. You know, and also when I was introducing, I didn't mention that you have run for vice presidential candidate way before.
Yes.
What year was that?
2012.
2012.
With Abu Sakara.
With Abu Sakara, yes.
Abu Sakara, yes.
And you were ready?
I was. You know.
You were?
Yes.
You were?
Yes. We really had the vim. But you know, the party is an old glorious party that the foundation for the party over the years has been pulled out by a few people.
And I don't mean to get into that now, but what you doing, Mami? I mean, come on, we're talking about the CPP. That's massive, man. The CPP won the independence of Ghana.
Precisely.
You know.
And not only that, I am sitting today on the same stool that Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah himself sat as the chair and leader of the convention.
And you are the chair and leader?
I am currently...
Show some love. I almost forgot that, man.
I am currently the chair and leader of the Convention People's Party.
How could I have missed that in the beginning?
No, you were talking about being a running mate, so I can understand that.
So okay. You're very kind. But she's the chairperson.
Yes,
chairperson
and
leader of the CPP.
Yes.
Show some love for one. But as I was saying, you know, CPP formidable. But now, a good friend of mine, and I hate to say this in front of you, he said the CPP had become a confused people's party, which is not complimentary. But that,
yeah, people have they've given us different Confused People's Party, so many of them. But I can understand. But very soon,
You're getting it together?
it's very clear, very clear. Everybody in Ghana knows today that things are changing. Simply because it is not the CPP that's a problem. The CPP has a history.
Yeah.
The history is clear. It was the party that took us to independence. It was the party that was led by Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah himself. Looking at where we started and what has achieved, Akosombo Dam, if you want to, over 100 factories, everything imaginable produced in Ghana was done here. Now, the first thing was the independence, which was a political independence. And it was clearly this, that the white man should leave because the black man, you and I, we are capable of governing ourselves. That was the whole thing, that the African is capable.
Yeah.
But he was able to realize that and you see, when people talk about Nkrumah, they forget about CPP. But you cannot separate it because you had people like my father's upon Nkrumah, the Jantois, the Botos, the Kobodusers. They were all parts of CPP that supported him to make it become the reality that it became. So when we achieved the independence, we knew that we said the black person was capable. And that is why the next obvious thing was economic independence. And also, the changing your mind, consciousness, being able to believe in yourself. After such long, you have to know and believe that you are capable of doing something. So what happened is that when CPP was overthrown in 1966, everything was orchestrated and planned to ensure that this party, CPP, never came back to power. That is why all the good work, most of the factories were truncated, including the atomic energy that was supposed to bring us, stop the doom, everything that the man, even including AU, the African Union. So, if you ask me the confusion is because people like us will never ever leave. So people don't understand why there are people like us and the Akusens and the Samiers and all these people over the years that have put so much into this party who had the option of joining the other parties. But the clear thing that we should all remember, and I want everybody hearing this to know this, CPP joined PNDC. When PNDC needed to become a party, they merged with CPP. It was orchestrated so that CPP structures that were on the ground would be absorbed. So when it was absorbed, and you know what happened to our flag bearer, who became the vice president of this country with our late father, Rollins. So when it happened and we couldn't, that union had to divorce, we left, but the structures didn't leave. And all the structures stayed with NDC. So over the years, the glory is still there, the history is there, the enthusiasm and the energy, but the people that vote, the people at the grassroots, which are the polling stations and things, are the ones that are not there. So you see a beautiful table with that. So when I came in 2012.
Let me cut you there.
Thank you.
Because I see you on the roll.
Trust me. Trust me on this one.
Let me cut you there for a second, because another person also said that CPP lives in a pastime paradise. It's like CPP brags, and Nkrumah was the founder. We led Ghana to independence. We did this. Akosombo did this with the motorway.
Legon.
Beautiful
Ghana Commercial
things.
Bank. Yes.
Okay. But it's like a beautiful pastime paradise. Not that they don't have any relevance more in our modern times, but the link, because the youth now who are emerged, they have read of Nkrumah, they know of Nkrumah, but they don't have that link and emotional bondage. Where is the CPP now in terms of making itself relevant to the youth of Ghana now?
Precisely. And that is exactly where I got before you asked the question.
Oh, you got there?
That's exactly where I got.
Okay, so sorry.
And why no. I understand because it's important because we have people asking the very same questions that you are asking.
Yes.
And I think it must be addressed.
Yes.
So what I was saying was that after the divorce between NDC and CPP, we left our structures. So the people really, if you look at how many years since, it's been quite a long time. Those who were 10 years, 20 years are today the 40-year-olds
And
and
some were not
45.
even born.
Some were not even born. You
Majority
understand?
of them, yeah.
Thank you. So what has happened is that when we go for elections, we speak well. Look at what Busakara stood for. Look at Dr. Indum. Look at, call their names, Agude, everyone with so much passion. However, we don't get the numbers because the numbers stayed. So what we are doing now is to be able to tell and let the youth of today understand that the philosophy, the ideals, the ideology, the reasons for which we took independence has not been achieved. It looks as though some people even sometimes question whether we really needed the independence that we did. Because when they see the lack and poverty around them, they ask that kind of question. And we are saying that yes, we needed the independence, but because it was truncated, the economic independence that would have justified and said that indeed the African was capable, which is will show you how within the shortest time, so many factories, everything. You see, and we have to say that. You cannot, by mentioning the fact that whether it was radio, TV, matches, or toothpick, everything was produced in this country. It looks like a dream for some people. It looks like it's something in the history and in the past. But it is something that we must believe in and want back. So we usually mention that because it is that blueprint that we are going to use now. So today, the connect between us and the youth is so simple. The youth of today are frustrated. They are asking Ghana to be fixed. And it is a good thing that it's a nice place to start the dialogue because the fixing is from where? Is it just a politician? It's such a problem. You don't even know where to begin to fix. So the youth of today, we, the CPP of today, what are we doing? We, having realized this, have gone back, the leadership today, just focusing for the past year that we took power mantle. We've gone around the whole country and all we are doing is building the structures at the polling station level. Indeed, we are asking every day, putting numbers out there. We're doing programs on TV everywhere, asking people to be able to volunteer at the polling stations and at the electoral areas. Because at the constituency level, we already have people. So that is what we are doing. Because we believe that the polling station level, which is where you go to vote, we have 38,200 polling stations. So if you don't have reps there, how are they going to hear your message and tell them? We are almost there. By this year, we'll be having our elections at the polling stations, and then we'll have our people there. What is the message? Our manifesto was the best manifesto. That is why you saw what came out as electric shock. We had such a best manifesto that our flag bearer believed that with that message, the electric shock would have given everybody. But we didn't have enough time to let people know what the message really was. So today, as we sit here, we are starting the message. And our message is very simple. How many youth do we have in this country suffering? A chunk part of them. Indeed, when you finish school today, you finish the university or polytechnic, if you don't have contacts in the current government or know somebody at the top, you might not get into the police, the military, the customs, all these institutions that guarantee you an income. So what happens to the rest of the youth? All of them are there. Most of them had dreams of working in a stable environment. So let me finish this portion. Most of them had dreams of working in a stable environment. Yet now they are there. Their counterparts are going to be secured and guaranteed an income for the rest of their life whilst they are frustrated. So that is why we CPP, we have a message, and it's a simple message. Are you listening to me? What are we saying? We are saying that my 10K, 1 million youth will be given 10,000 Ghana each the day we take over power. And why would we do that?
Cities?
As in cities, which is equivalent of about $2,000.
All the youth of Ghana?
We will start with 1 million. 1 million youth. And that, do you know the amount it comes to? $2 billion US dollars. 10 million billion Ghana cedis, which is less than 5% of the money we owe as a nation. We are saying that that money should go directly into the youth. The youth should be given that money so that if you want to be like you and you have that dreams and maybe you haven't been to the US, so you don't know how to be able to raise funds, but you have this passion of all that, what do you do if you need 1 million to have a place as beautiful and wonderful as here? You will then talk to 100 youth. As long as that 100 youth will buy into that dream, you get the 1 million to do that business. If it's 10 billion, you talk to 1,000 youth. As long as 1,000 youth buys into that dream, you have 10 million to do the business. Let me tell you what that means. You see the Commander Sugar Factory that has been sitting there. It was there during NDC time, our Excellency John Mohammed's time. 32 million US dollars was put into that Commander Sugar Factory. A factory that was working during our time, the First Republic, has been resuscitated and is sitting there. What it means is that 16,000 youth in the central region would have gotten 10,000 Ghana each. I want someone here to tell me how that factory would have sat there, still idled. NDC has gone, MPP has come and gone for 4 years, it's still sitting there. Do you believe that 16,000 youth would have sat home and made their money idle like that? Impossible. So why are we proposing that 1 million youth, 10,000 each? Do you know why? Because over the years, especially since we left, the Ghanaian youth, there is a disconnect between the youth and what belongs to government. The patriotism, people don't feel like anything government is theirs anymore. So it's not working. So if we now can invest directly into them, then now they can build this nation with their energy and with their dreams.
Great. Unfortunately, we have to take a commercial break. When we come back, we're going to come back to the 10K and we'll take it from there.
Wonderful.
So let's take a small commercial break. When we come back, we have Nana Frimpomaa and the chair of the CPP, chair leader of the CPP in the house. We're taking a commercial break. We'll be right back. Akono pure coconut oil. It is cholesterol free, it's fat free. It's the in thing now. The Akono pure coconut oil. And for anyone who is listening to me now, if you can call them now, they give you a very, very big discount. Whether you want it for yourself or you want it in huge volumes, you can call them now. And the number is 024 748 6673. Or you can WhatsApp on 020 615 1378.
The KSM Show.
Yeah. Let me quench my thirst small because the fire the woman they carry, be small fire. Well, let me ask you something. When you mentioned the 10K, I hear the youth. Yeah, it sounds good. My only problem. Let me tell a short joke. Maybe it's funny, maybe it's not. But the joke during church time, the devil walked into church. And Satan walked into church. Everyone was running, scatter. Everyone was afraid. And the pastor was standing there. That yes, you didn't count him. Yes, you count him. Do you know what the devil said? Matia Claro. There was Yatia. The reason I'm telling this poor joke is that the promises you are making, Yatia. What did we hear? We'll give you one village, one dam, one district, one chocolate, one what? We had promises. And my fear is this. Going to the next election, I think the electorate has got to a point where they are going to be listening to promises, and that's what they go, How do you understand what I'm saying? And how do you convince people that your promises that you are making, dear, is not what they have heard before?
Indeed.
Nana?
Papa, this is so true to ask this question because the only thing though is simply this. We are building on a certain spirit in us, which all of us has. There is a certain spirit that ignited in Osajifo, which is the spirit of selfless dedication, the spirit that puts the human need and welfare of people at the center of every decision that you make. If you get to that point and you have that, you tend to think of solution. Yatia is true. That is how come even when our policy of free SHS was adopted by Nana Akufo-Addo, people still didn't believe it. But today, even though it's not the best, for me in my village, it's better because at least a lot of young people are in school. It is doable because it was done already in earlier, before 66, we had free SHS all through to the university. Well, this is what we are doing today. We are not only telling youth what we will do because we believe in industrialization. We are not saying youth what we will do because we believe that young people must be capable of governing themselves, indeed, as what was said before. We are not saying that because we have the blueprints of how to run this country to be able to become economically independent. We are saying this and we are doing it. As I'm talking to you today, we have a lot of young people who have gone to my10kcash.com, who have started and have put in. We've gone to them. We've heard what they are doing. We are already putting a platform and something in, because we are people that believe in technology. We believe that we don't have to have power before we help people. Indeed, CPP is Ghana. And we want to make sure that the Ghanaian is in the position that we can comfortably and happily say that what we did initially is the best thing for this country. So we are already started. As I'm talking to you, in Sulpon, the Oman Hini of Sulpon has already walked with his stick, has walked down, gone with us to the salt front, where they have the salt industry that we had before that was abandoned, and has given us almost every acre that we are interested in. We've taken the acreage, we've taken it to the Central Region Lands Department. By 1st of July, you would start seeing my 10K in action. Do you know how it's going to happen? There are so many young people outside this country, a lot of private sector like you, yourself, myself, and others who really want to see the youth succeed. That we believe that the Ghanaian youth already has that entrepreneurial spirit and that spirit of never giving up. Do you know how you know? See them on the streets. You see them running up and down that scorching sun. It is because they believe that they can't sit down with their adults. You see them running, when they get a small money, they buy a backpack and they walk to all the way through Nigeria, passing to Niger, wherever. They go through the deserts, end up in Libya, die on the way, those who survive. They still sit in the capsizing boat and end up in Spain and still go to Italy. And where do they end up? In London, and we call them what? Diasporans. And they are the reason for which Ghana hasn't burnt. They are the reason for which Ghana is working. Because every home where there's a leakage, they bring their money. Where somebody's in the hospital, they bring their money. Somebody is dead, they buy the coffin. A girl has finished school, their sister, they buy her a hairdressing salon, machines, whatever. The Ghanaian, when he gets money, takes care of home. What we are saying is that with the 10K, the Ghanaian youth does not have to walk outside to go find that capital anymore and use his youthful energy to build anybody's nation. Let's give them the money here, because all the funds that we are bringing in to do the railways, to do the overhead, the airports and things, they are monies that they have to come and pay anyway, but it's going to foreign firms. The 1D, 1F and all those things are now still being owned by foreign firms. So let's give them what they can have and let them themselves convince other youth, so the money is directed into bigger projects, smaller projects, and whatever it is, whether it is for farming and for what. So to answer your question, we are not saying we will do it when you give us power. We are saying that we have the power of God within us. We are saying that life is about creativity and innovation. And therefore, we are starting today, because if we can't do it today, we will not be able to do it when we get power. So we have started. We have already started this program. We are using technology. We are using innovation. we are using everything we can do to ensure that we start the program today. Because the youth who are looking for funding, they are today, they are here. And they are the very
have any youth been funded already?
That's what I'm saying. Yes, what we have done already is that when we put out the program, a lot of youth, about more than almost 10,000 youth have applied.
That one, they will
yes.
apply. Yeah.
And we have already visited some of them. We have looked at the projects they are doing. We are going to start pitching to us, and we'll start the funding by next week.
Next week?
Yes, next week. Time with Nana Frimpomaa. You see us on that program. The youth will start pitching. So we are even asking everybody, those in diaspora, we know you are a very popular program. Everybody watches you. All of you are watching all over the years. You want Ghana to work because we know who he is. He's someone that loves this country. And I know you want Ghana to work. Just come on there, listen to the pitch of these young people, see what you believe in, which of it is of your interest, and support them. Because this is for business, and this is to build this nation. If we have them, and that is exactly what we are going to do. And you know why I know that people believe in what I'm saying? Over the years, for the past 20 years, with Caring Kids International, I have dedicated myself to the youth of this country. I was called the mother of Ghana. Omani, who was the former minister, Abrakwa, who was the former minister, all of them, they gave me mother of Nooks. I was given mother of Nooks because of what I do with young people. What I'm saying today for my 10K, it's not about politics. It's about something I believe in with the depths of my being. I believe that I am in Nkrumah incarnated. And I believe that. I believe for the longest time in my house in the US, I used to have Nkrumah's picture and my picture there. I believe it in my spirit because I believe that this country must work. And this is why we are doing this.
Yeah, I believe that too. Except I also remember Agude.
Yes.
Remember Agude?
I don't know Agude.
I said, look at my head. I look just like King Kumakumah. So I'm...
That's why I am a woman and I'm talking about the incarnation. I'm talking about the selfless dedication, the one of trying to ensure.
Surprisingly for me, on social media, I see a certain presence of Nkrumah back all of a sudden, which makes me happy because unfortunately we are in an era where I think everything is being done to suppress Nkrumah and his image and his works. So when I'm seeing the youth, people are now talking about Nkrumah. People I didn't expect to hear Nkrumah from. When I see them saying that, I believe somehow, if you are the reincarnation, then welcome. But
I didn't know you have eyes to see as well.
If you are the reincarnation, then welcome. But I see a certain re-emergence of that Nkrumah spirit in the youth, especially, you know. And especially coming around this time makes me quite excited for that. But let's move on, you know, because I think the dominance of MP and NDC seems to be peaking. And I think a very, very properly well-structured third force, could be the CPP, could be somebody else, I don't know, can put them on some kind of shaky grounds.
It's very important. Let me give you an example. You see, like today, we talk about, we are going to have a census. And we just heard yesterday, yesterday that the current census, 2021 census, is going to cost us a whooping 521 million Ghana cedis. And one of my workers has been enlisted into the group that's going to do the census, himself and his wife. And I'm sitting here, and I know that looking at the governance structure that we have in this country, the decentralization that we had and which the Constitution of 1992 absorbed and said that that is the system that we must use to govern this country, where we spend money to go and elect assemblymen and spend money to elect unit committee members. I was expecting that this government, wanting to have governance, proper governance system, would be able to use these structures so that we don't spend money over and over. We spend money with EC, which is a government institution, spend money with NIA, which is a government institution, now spending money again with Census, as though we haven't done anything. Meanwhile, we claim that we have 17 million people properly registered on NIA, that is our national identification system. We have over 15 million people properly registered who were given the vote authority to vote. So here is my proposal. Simple. We will do this with less than 100 million. How are we going to do it? When we did with the EC had 38,200 unit areas across the country. By this country's law, we are supposed by EC to put polling stations within walking distance so that anybody doesn't have to now don't say, I don't have money for transport, so I couldn't go and vote. So it is required that polling stations are, that's why you see polling stations in every corner. So therefore, every corner of the map of Ghana is covered within a walking distance. No area has more than 1,000 people voting at any one polling station. That is why last time, by 2-3 o'clock, most of the polling stations had even finished voting. This is what it means, and that is why it surprises me that we have ignored and flaunted our own constitution for whatever reason, have no clue, and therefore we keep spending money that can be used for the youth. So this 30,000, I'm just going to run it up to 40,000. So that the youth committee members that we have voted for, they are supposed to be the head of government within that unit area. That is what the constitution says. They are supposed to. So you want to do census, you relate to them. They speak the Dagbongba, they speak Mampusi, they speak Bono, they speak Iwe, they speak every language within that unit area. They have gone around that unit area and have been voted. They know every corner within that unit area. They know the woman who is a hairdresser who can tell them she's now a farmer. They know the farmer, they know the seamstress, they know the shoemaker, they know everybody. Using them to do census will cut it down to the level that I have said. All you have to do is that we use the 40,000 units, so then we know that nobody is going to talk to more than 800 people in any of the 40,000 units that we'll be using. And that means that we give all of them a tablet.
Why do you think they have not thought about that? It seems like a very...
You know why they haven't thought about that? Your guess is as good as mine. Somebody must be giving some money. No coffee. Somebody. Otherwise, why would you take my worker who lives here and send him to a Jumaku somewhere who he's from a Jumaku, so he put the Jumaku on the application form, but he has never lived there. Now you have to pay him. Now, when you give them the tablets, the tablet will cost only 20 million. 40,000 tablets is 20 million. I have some in my, I just bought 200 tablets, it's 20 million. That 20 million will go to every unit committee person. When you give it to them, it's only, how long will it take? They are training the people for 10 days to learn how to put in fields. It's so funny. Then the questionnaire has been designed by professors. Go onto the website of the statistical services. Everybody is a brain. Everybody there is a professor. So and so, all of them has PhDs. So they have designed the questionnaire very well. But that questionnaire is going to be put on a tablet. So I'm just only supposed to ask you, what's your name? What do you feel saying? O my say, or muko school. We are Juma Wahifa. O sorry, Wada. O sorry, one eye. O come my Wahifa. Wakoko Wahifa. Those are the questions I'm supposed to be asking. And I put it on the tablet. That is census. And that data is what the experts will take. But the person that collects that, you can show the person what to do on the tablets again, the manual. Today, people don't go to the university anymore in classrooms. Everything is taught online. So that tablet should teach them. If the person can go on WhatsApp, if the person can go on Facebook, that person can enter the field that you yourself know is the best questions to ask. So we are saying that in a day, the person will learn how to fill the question there on the system. You don't need 10 days, to train people. And you don't need to pay them the chunk money that you are paying them. The gentleman working for me, who is already on a salary, now has left me going to do census because the money he's going to get from the census is unrealistic. It's not, he's getting 150 Ghana a day. Let me tell you, the unit committee members, I have done my research. If you give every unit committee member only 1,000 Ghana, and they can go and do their own research, they would roll over, they will jump, they'll be very happy, and they will be able to give us that information in less than 30 days. Even if they decide to take a young person, because maybe the unit committee member doesn't even know, they can even use audio, because life has moved on, because we've given them tablet. So the total amount for 1,000 means that is 40 million. 20 million, 40 million. You still have another 40 million left, which can be used for miscellaneous. And what the sending of the tablet to them in the districts and all that, that can be done. Listen, you asked me the question. The job for the boys. The job for the boys can also be the boy in that village. This one is a waste of our money. After I have used only 120 million, 120 or 100 million for this project, we have 400 million sitting there. Do you know what that 400 million is going to do? You see the young men on the street who are asking that Ghana be fixed. We can give 40,000 of them, 10,000 each, or 400,000 of them, 1,000 each. Do you know why I'm saying 1,000? We are currently doing a program in the north where people are only asking for 100 Ghana for them to give you back a bag of soya bean in 3 months when it's planted. If you give them 1,000,
I have to get you back because they have told me that my time is gone. You're fine. So we'll bring the number back. The fire was too much, man. The fire was too much.
So now you understand when I say that Nkrumah has come back. Yes, now you understand. It is not the face, it's the spirit. It is the spirit.
So we'll wrap it up here, and we'll find time to do the second session of hanging out with the CPP. Should I call it CPP or Nana Frimpomaa?
I think call me the CPP because of the spirits of Osajifo, Dr.
Okay.
That relates to me. So call me.
So we'll be hanging out with the CPP. Until then, I have to wrap it up here, and we're back again next week. And by the way, quick announcement. Next week, if you know anybody that has the condition, sickle cell condition, it's very, very important that they tune in next week. We are talking about sickle cell, the myths and the realities, and the things that you should know about happening in the whole, should I say sickle cell industry? No, not industry. No, with people with sickle cell. Tune in next week and catch up with us. But in the meantime, don't forget Father's Day. The place to be is Cactus Creek. We have a special treat for fathers on Father's Day at Cactus Creek. And the number you can call if you want any information is 055 039 5007. Until then, I am out of, let the whole world say, yeah.
The KSM Show.